I hope you've all been waiting for the precognition. Like I said, Amaryllis closes her eyes, and this is a very clear vision. As you're you're predicting things that are kind of happening around you. So it's very clear, even though things are as abstract as they often are, bodies are reduced to silhouettes and colours, it's very clear what everything is. As the boat goes down river and the wharflings scurry and follow like mini torpedoes. It's when you get under the shadows of leathery bat-like wings and you plunge into darkness that the wharflings attack en masse. Grabbing and biting, and unable to really assault the ship, but doing, you know, there's speckles of bright red blood in your vision, and stings of pain, and cries out. But no deaths. There's no Richter falling off the boat or anything like that, but you know that when it comes to, you know, outcomes of battles, your premonition is unreliable. But what that does definitely tell you is that they're going to attack you when you get in the cave.
Yeah.
Which you're going to pass.
I imagine that Torin and Balara are still debating.
Still talking, yeah.
Amaryllis just opens her eyes and just sort of speaks sort of over them, because I imagine there's a degree of respect for her that they would fall silent on hearing her speaking. And she just says, "They will attack when we enter the caverns. The wings that swept down on our previous visit along with them. Beyond that is unclear, but they do not intend to leave us be. And I think no single arrow now will stop that."
You are, the caves are right, you know, moments away. You are muted, Doxy. You put a lot of emotion into that performance. I'd love to offer you the People's Choice Award, but...
Balara kicks the anchor off the boat and looses an arrow and says, "I'll shoot many."
Okay. Please roll initiative, everyone. Boat initiative.
Oh, fuck.
This is not going to be on a battle map because it's your boat versus a swarm. It would just be it coming to you and then staying there.
I'm really like piss.
This is where I wish I was Tell. So I could grab him and yeet him back into the sea.
That was a classic.
That was fun.
One of those classic D&D memories. It was before the stream, though, of course.
Yeah.
I feel like that was before my time on Monday.
Yes.
No, I think... really? I thought Ian was there.
No, Christina was there. Christina was there.
I've seen you yeet a lot of things as Tal. It all blurs together.
Hearing Ian say yeet, it's like seeing a cat stand on its hind legs.
I will just use a Minotaur symbol because I'm lazy. Amaryllis, you knew she was going to do this before she did it. Is there anything you'd like to do? You are on the boat. It means you guys can't really move on the boat. You can kind of scramble over each other. The Wharfling swarm is kind of amassing to the aft of the boat. South!
Bless on those three.
Cool.
And I'm not actually going to shoot him just yet. I'm just like, yep, let her do her thing.
Bell!
Do I need to roll for the one that I already shot?
You haven't shot that yet. You're shooting it now.
Okay.
They might have been able to, like, zip up before you made the shot, which did not happen. Easy shot. Yeah, that is, like, literally... You shoot the one wiggling through the water towards you quickly. You shoot it. It goes down under the dark waters, and you will hear yipping cries from the rest of the Wharflings as they continue to approach.
Oh, they got Nigel. Oh, fuck, not Nigel.
If only you had speak to animals, and you could hear their ongoing commentary. Okay. Your boat is anchored, so you are all staying still, which means the Warflings can quite easily catch up the distance and get towards you. They actually aren't that fast in water. They were faster on land, but they do manage to get up to the lot of you, and they are going to attack Belle, who I imagine is standing on the back of the ship, or the boat, launching back, because that's what you described. They are going to try and attack you, Belle, but it is, like, this is a strong boat. It's actually quite tall as well, for being what is basically a extra large rowboat. So you can, like, kick some out of the way, some of them can't scrabble up, you know, you're kicking and pushing and moving, and none of them manage to get up to bite you. But it does give you views of their needle teeth in their yapping maws as they bite and snap and sort of splash around the boat. Next is Torin.
Oh, never mind. I was going for the sneak attack because I shot them before they were approaching the boat. Like, I don't know.
Mechanically, you don't.
Mechanically, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately.
Cool. Torin. They have the Warfling swarm. You know, mechanically is large size, and so would your boat be, pretty much. So it is kind of encompassing your boat, but it's really on the back half right now, which means it can get at both Amaryllis and Richter right now.
Oh no!
Not Amaryllis, Belle and Richter.
So I probably can't reach them then.
You could get around and swing at the side of the boat, you know, like lean out.
Torin will raise his shield arm protectively over Richter, and extend a hand, and a amethyst bolt of energy will coalesce, and then splatter into the swarm.
That's a hit. Yeah. It, like, arcs around and explodes, ending with a lot of them just sinking into the water, shrinking the size of the swarm immensely. There is a flash of light and magical sound and gust of wind accompanied, which briefly draws your attention to 60 feet away, the edge of the Minotaur camp that sits on the roof of the cave.
No thunder spells.
Richter, you actually don't have disadvantage on combat checks.
Nice.
You have disadvantage on ability checks and half speed moving when you are not moving.
Are any in melee range of the boat right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
They just can't. They currently don't have range on all of you, but you can easily swing out of the boat, right?
And you'll have advantage on the attack because guiding bolt.
Yes.
Okay.
On the first attack, you don't have multi-attack on the attack.
So spear one-handed advantage.
Dodge
That is a
that
hit.
one.
Yeah, you dodged a 1, and also these are little lads. Yeah, it's easy and quite satisfying to just cut one up against the side of the boat and cleave through it with a good angled cut. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
You think these things look like rabbits when they're on a spit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll
Big
do.
rabbits.
They're about rabbit sized. They're not very big.
Oh, really? Oh.
There's just a lot of them right now. But the numbers of them have gone down significantly. The swarm is around half the size, and some of them have even lagged back and are like very unceremoniously attacking other ones, or fighting over dead ones, which is causing other ones to attack them. But there's still a number of them still attacking the boat. Amaryllis.
They count as being in melee combat with me for disadvantage on range weapons. Okay, then one of the bone daggers is coming out.
Whoa! Amaryllis got her daggers out.
I'm sorry, what? Amaryllis has daggers?
She does. She has used them before.
She's good at them, yeah.
Apparently. Maybe I should do this more often.
Yeah, that is like
Jeez, wow.
efficiently jabbing in. A Wolfling has 6 HP, so you just take one out.
That was a federal crime.
Actually, I am going to. I am going to.
Species.
As I've got nowhere I can move anyway, I'm going to take root on the boat.
Sure. What would you like to do, Belle? That's a hit.
16 again. A fine hit.
And another one down.
The exact same roll. Like, exact same.
You would have disadvantage. They're in melee range with the boat now. So could you please re-roll that again with disadvantage?
Sure.
Because Amaryllis would brought it up. It rarely comes up because you skitter and scurry away, but... Aha! Aha! You're foiled. That would have been a
no.
You have
That's a
bless.
20.
You have bless. I don't know what their AC is, but it's not impossible.
You might be able to get it up, yeah.
Might be able to get it. With a good blessing.
Maybe not.
I'm sick of hearing that phrase.
Yeah, bless. Yeah, I know. We need like Duxie's whack 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 button, but just you have
Ian going,
bless.
you have bless.
for Ian.
I meant you're trying to get it up.
The swarm
Ooh.
will try to bite. I am going to share the damage across the ship if they hit. Which actually are going to. Now there are less of them, but this damage is lowered and is going to go 3 ways. 4 ways. It's 4 of you. Ooh, what a nice awkward number of 10. So that's going to be 2 damage each. This is them kind of yipping and yapping and biting and scrabbling. They got little tiny claws on the end of their feet. And the last ones that are about that are particularly vicious and splashing around and making a whole ruckus of noise. Torin.
Torin will try to lean forward and give him one of them a dunk. Good old dunk. In the donk section
Donk,
of the body.
I get it. Say the line, Neil.
Dunk.
That's a hit. It's quite. Everyone's like instant killing a Warfling, and then you reach over and you just hit one. It's like, and it just goes back in the water.
Just hits and it's like,
and then like snaps back again. You're like, oh Jesus, beautiful. Beauties.
Whack-a-mole.
But maybe Richter can save your bacon.
I'll roll the save your bacon button.
Bacon check.
I quite like bacon. I'll be honest.
I'm having a bit of a bacon renaissance right now in my life.
Yeah.
Guiding bolt is just the first attack.
Yep, you don't have advantage.
Yeah,
anymore.
I'm afraid it is gone. As much as I am your guiding
You don't
light in
need
life,
it.
Dean.
You're good.
Oh,
Excellent strike. There's only like 2-ish Warflings remaining, causing any trouble. A lot of them are lagging back, seeing it be too dangerous. The water is filling, turning a little red with blood.
Jesus! Oh my God, this is horrific.
Poke. Poke. Maybe I should start using these more often.
And that defeats the swarm, Amaryllis. How do you want to do that?
I mean, there's only a couple left. She technically has 2 daggers. So as she's like, I imagine they're both coming towards her. And as she leans forward and stabs one, just the other one is sort of leaping at her. And she just pulls out the other dagger and it just lands its mouth like on her dagger.
And the jiggly little waffling bodies go limp.
Do you think these are good for eating?
They're not tasty.
Edible then. Well, what do you think about getting into the cave where it's safer from the Minotaurs and then having a rest there? I know there's those bat things, but
The cave, when you passed through it before, you had a lot of light. It didn't have much land.
you
could maybe,
it's more like a tunnel.
Tie the it was a tunnel. You could maybe tie the boat to the side or something. You could rig it, but it's not like you're going to be able to get out of the boat and find space.
That's what I was thinking.
You are, you're 60 feet away from the mouth of that cavern, the tunnel, and over that tunnel sits the major Minotaur camp. Some smoke billowing out from the center of it, which you can't quite see. You can only see some of the banners and the palisades of large boulders and sharpened tree trunks, and the smoke kind of joins of the ever-present cloud up above, hanging low over the cliff.
I guess we have to carry on at this point.
Yes.
Alara positions her lamp at the front of the boat. Does anybody want to give me a shield so that I can direct this light downward and hopefully not stir up wings?
Torren would not hand you his shield. I'm looking to see whether I have anything that would suffice. Probably not. I kind of want to keep hold of it just because, yeah. And then he'd take up an oar.
I am afraid I carry no shield or similar object.
What's the shield doing in this scenario?
Basically acting as a hood for the lantern.
Okay.
So it would be on the boat. It could be thrown to you.
Yeah, I would give it to you on my turn on
I'll give her my
initiative.
shield.
Cool. You give me a little quick survival roll for that, Belle, and then Richter, give me both athletics and stealth, please. Yeah, your plan from last time works perfectly. Being able to give you enough light to move by, but not enough light to hopefully give you away to many of the creatures out there.
So
Sneaky.
I'm exhausted, but Torrent's helping. Do we still...
Torren and Bella are helping. So you have disadvantage on the stealth, but not the athletics. Their help kind of makes you louder.
Well, and like, how can you help someone be quieter as well? Like, it's easy to take an oar, isn't it?
I'm getting ready with my alter fate on the stealth. I'm using an alter fate on that stealth.
Excellent. You start making your way through the tunnel under the Minotaur camp, like before, you can hear the muffled sound of the camp above, but they seem more energetic than last time. More chanting, more cheering. The boat itself, as you move through the water, again slower than before, moves quieter than you might expect. Only Amaryllis really knowing why, as she alters the flow to make the journey more graceful. You aren't attacked by the dark mantles that lurk up above, and you think you get away absolutely scot-free when you get to the other end of the tunnel after around half an hour, 20 minutes of rowing. You see the light, you exit out the edge of the tunnel, and a large body blocks your way with a gust of wind. The green-scaled dragon of Malekes drops from the cloud above, and with her wings spread out wide, nearly completely blocks the way of the river with a dark, gleeful grin. She looks down at the little boat filled with little people.
And Amaryllis pushes eject on that CD, scrabbles around, finds the other CD, puts it in.
I want to try casting hideous laughter on her just for the lols, but it would.
You also come to notice that she's not alone. While she would be the first thing your senses would all notice, and your bodies would tighten up from the fear. And I do need you all to give me wisdom checks against that fear.
This is the less dangerous reality.
There are Minotaurs flanking the side of the river. This is the less dangerous reality because she already saw you before you went in the tunnel.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Oh no!
I mean, 17. No, damn it!
They're blocking the way with her wings, almost in the stance of a wyvern. On her sharp face, her sharp features, the scars symmetrical down the sides of her face, just a wide, toothy grin. Seeing that both Belle and Richter are just racked with a very primal fear, that toothy grin grows. Well, well, well. Look what I found. Be dears and move yourself up to the shore. It'll be so much easier to capture you that way.
We should do what she says.
I have little that I can do. I could cover a small area, obscure us, but that will not hide us for long. I agree.
Let's play along for now. Maybe we can find out some of this information. Maybe we'll all die. At least we're dying with friends, though. Little pat Richter.
I will row to the shore then, I suppose.
You row to the shore, and swiftly the half-shorn Minotaur, some of them with their fur and beards dyed a little green, will actually start, first they grab the boat and just lurch it to the shale shore, and one will grab, Richter and very quickly and roughly bind the wrists with rope, and Malekes steps onto the shore and does say, "Careful with them! I want to keep them alive."
Respectfully, Malakesh,
you can hear her head turn and look towards you.
I don't think binding us is necessary. We're not stupid enough to do anything in your presence, oh great dragon.
That's right. Take them straight to the cages.
Bound, not bound, but caged. It's better than being bound and caged.
Are any of you going to protest? Are any of you going to cause trouble? Is your...
God, no! The dragon in front of me! No!
Richter would. Richter
Oh,
asks,
he's so brave!
what is the reason for this?
No.
No, she's gonna say trespassing.
Look at this one. You know, he was my favorite. Looks like he caught a baleful chill, though. I'm sure the cold will kill him in no time. Just kind of talking at you and around the Minotaurs, who sometimes chuckle and chortle. A lot of you are brought into the camp, into 4 metal cages. They're kind of tall, a little conical, very rough metal, sharp at the edges, not very well made, rusty even, slammed in, right beside their big campfire. The Minotaur camp, you know, it isn't like, you know, a super mutant camp or anything. It's not got bloody tabards anywhere or anything like that. There's very little permanent buildings, mostly nomadic tents and things like that, with the more permanent palisades and this big bowl-like campfire in the middle of this open area. Malekith actually kind of perches herself right beside those cages that you're in, grinning wildly as the Minotaur community starts to celebrate. For you who can speak Beast Tongue, Belle, and I don't think anyone else can.
I can.
For those of 2 of you who can speak Beast Tongue, they're celebrating. You're the ones that killed a lot of their number when they attacked you. And of course, it is worth celebration after something like that, after catching someone like that. So they're kind of doing that, and Malekith kind of lets them, kind of perches by you at the edge there. Her presence looming over you. She actually leans her head down to one of you. Let's say Belle is the one closer to her and says, "You know, I'm so glad for this. Minotaur are such dreadful company. No conversation in them. Strength, might. Oh, yes, and I respect those. But you can't have an intelligent conversation with a Minotaur. And I so long for that kind of company again."
You won't be getting friendly conversation from me. I will slay the rest of these beasts, and then you'll have no one to talk to at all.
Respectfully, what she means is that she doesn't give pleasant conversation to anyone. It's not how she is. Never learnt it.
I rather like Minotaur. But I will kill all these ones.
Bell. Torrin distinctly draws his finger across his neck and shakes his head.
Amaryllis has been looking around the camp and at Malekith out of curiosity, and just being Amaryllis, and like in a rare moment of actual insight and reading the mood, she stares at Malekith for a moment and just says, "What have you seen in your years? I find myself curious."
That's a persuasion check.
With my -1, come on.
Oh
yes!
Oh. Well, I hope you guys
with
like
the
toasted treats.
snake-like features of a green forest dragon, Her head kind of snakes around the front of the cages, looking sort of side on at Amaryllis, letting her eye kind of focus. You can see the muscles inside the iris. She just grins wider. Oh, I've not seen anything quite like you before. I had heard whispers from your village that something saw the future. It would be outside the realm of possibilities for a human to be given such gifts of magic. So of course it was this walking tree. Oh, I would quite love to have this inside my collection.
I am afraid that you have misheard. The future is unknowable. What I see are possibilities. The flow changes by the moment with every word and every choice. There is no future to be known.
It's kind of difficult reading the expression on a dragon's face, but she's right there, and it's clear that that kind of frustrates her. You see, like, the brow furrow, and she lurks around the cages like a cat with its prey. She puts, like, the claw-like tip of one of her wings on the top of Torrent's cage, and just pulls it. Just so it shifts with him in and lets go, so it kind of moves a little. Again, like a cat playing with its prey.
Pray tell, O great Malakesh, who was it that you enjoyed pleasant conversation with in years past? For us humans, we find it difficult to do so on empty stomachs and being ill.
You can give me a persuasion check. She does make a, she sniffs at Richter. Being such a large creature, Richter, you feel it. It's very uncomfortable.
Dean likes getting sniffed, it's okay.
Yes. Such a shame that your strong warrior is so sick. They're my favorite. A strong fighting man, more toughness in them. I have experienced one of your kind before from your little village. Like him,
Wait,
an
this is
explorer. He was entertaining for a time. It's such a shame that this one, and like both hands, grab Richter's cage and lift it. Will probably die in some days. A sickness taking him. I'll make the rest of you watch. Your will's broken as you watch your own friend wither away and die. She just drops the cage, and it kind of clatters against the other three. Then I'll decide what to do with the rest of you. Maybe some of you will make good conversation.
Why did you come to Cornucopia in the first place? Humor me, just answer the question.
You see her kind of marinate on that. She's a very emotive dragon. She runs a hand down the symmetrical scars that groove deeply into the tough armor plating of a dragon that go down her face. Why does a hungry wolf attack the weakest of the herd?
wolves are feral. Yes, you're smarter than a wolf. You keep some sheep alive. They repopulate, you eat some more. Why would you kill one of its protectors? Why would you kill the shepherd, let's say? It seems too foolish for a dragon. Surely. I'll slam my hands against the cage and I'm like, why?
Intimidation roll, please.
Oh. Oh. Oh, he was so nearly a natty.
Malachus doesn't flinch, but she does, like, not move, which, considering how much she moves like a cat or a snake, is noticeable. And you see her hand of her front leg kind of shut. She licks her sharpened teeth. Change of plan! I'll let you eat this one tonight. Kind of actively, with like her, like turning away, sharp flick of the wing, launches Richter's cage just onto its side. Mud fills, you know, several inches up of the cage. There is some cheering of the Minotaur. These are very, very bloodthirsty for Minotaur. Bell, you've never heard of Minotaur being cannibals before in such a way. But there is a cheer from that, which she clearly revels in their reactions and their attention.
Balara will almost spit out the words. She'll be like, clearly she's not smarter than a feral wolf, knowing that you're sick and feeding her to her men.
You can give me another intimidation roll. Well, it was your first intimidation roll, but still. Just to see how she would react to that. That winds her up. That winds her up excellently, and she turns, jaw unhinging, opening wide. There is that sweet, poisonous smell of her draconic breath as she just roars, like literally roars in your face, Belle. And then snaps back, taking off. As she does, she kind of does a spin around the camp, low to the ground. You can feel it, the way she moves the wind as she does. It's like, kill their warrior, leave the others alive. I will make plans for them. Do well. Please me. That would be good, important for you. And she kind of just takes off west, so northwest. Clearly agitated.
In Beast Tongue, she would point to one of the Minotaur. She doesn't point in Beast Tongue, but she points, and then in Beast Tongue, she says, "I'll understand if you want to listen to the dragon, but I would question her motive. He is ill. He is a lot of meat. Give him until tomorrow to get well, and you'll eat better."
That's a persuasion check. Persuasion or deception, because you're kind of being a bit duplicitous, but also not. You're kind of trying to appeal to them. That works. One of the larger Minotaur heads up. Can you also give me an insight roll at the same time, Belle? Something you notice, being the person who knows most about Minotaur, is there's nearly no women in this camp. And Minotaur follow the strongest woman. That's kind of one of their cultural things. But it kind of moves up. It's Minotaur, some armor, big, chunky leather apron, and does sniff and snort at Richter, and turn, and in Beast Tongue, like, "Bad sick! We'll wait." And someone else does go, "What about the dragon? What about Malachus?" It's like, "We will wait. That's even, someone will kind of straight up charge this guy and, like, horns down, buck them out of the way, as horns are designed for, in this display of strength of who kind of gets to take charge. And they listen. Mostly, there's some clearly riled up about that, but the camp listens. Giving you a little moment of time. What do you guys want to do? You aren't being ignored by the camp as you were before with Malakes there, but they're also not, they're not directly preparing you for anything right now, so you do have a bit of time to maybe talk, maybe make a plan. Richter is still down. His cage is still down on the ground.
Wait until they sleep. I have my lockpicks.
We still have to get out of the camp.
And we will. Quickly and quietly get back to our boat and sail away.
You're very good at that part. You might have noticed me and Richter aren't so good at the quiet part.
Well, then you'll have to be very good at the quick part.
He jangles his chainmail for effect.
Ollie, what time of day is it?
It would have kind of just gone noon.
Okay.
But it's a very overcast day, so it's overcast day and it's winter. So night will set in very soon. You got 3-4 hours.
Amaryllis will, without really looking at anyone else, will just quietly say, given time to adjust to the flow here and what is needed, I can put some to sleep, but that will not be until after night falls. It could be used on those remaining on guard.
Perfect. It's risky, but I'm not going to just sit in this cage and die.
Yes. We have no choice but to try and escape. If we die here, what's the point?
Do we try to get back to the boat?
Yeah. We'll leave tracks if we go by land.
If we leave tracks to the boat and the boat's gone, they'll know where we've gone anyway.
Minotaur can outrun most humans.
And boats, either way, we're a bit screwed.
They'll know where we've run. We're screwed any which way.
They won't know where we've run if we don't run home.
Well, but they'll assume we've gone home, and if we're not there to protect home, that could be even worse.
They would inflict their wrath on the village if they could not find us.
While this is happening, just what you can see, because you have a really good, aside from Richter, you have a really good view of the camp. And Belle, you've never seen Minotaur act. Like, Minotaur are violent. But this is something else. This is like self-destructive. You literally see two of the people who were fighting for the two people who challenged the person who seems to be in charge right now, this butcher. Literally having a brawl, horns and fists, by the edge of the fire, and the one that loses gets thrown into the fire pit. And doesn't make it out.
Let me get chummy with him.
What?
I specialize in this.
Belara is female, and this may work in our advantage. Minotaurs congregate around a matriarch. They don't have one here right now. Perhaps in the absence of one, they'll naturally want to be more servient towards, well, the natural order of things. I mean, it's better than sitting here and waiting in the mud until tomorrow.
Yes, I suppose so.
Barring all else, we will sneak to the boat tonight and go home.
So,
Without sounding so melodramatic, if it comes to you three escaping without me, or all of us dying, please don't be heroic. Okay? Please. Cornucopia is everything. All of we've done so far. It's... Please.
One of us, at least, will need to return home.
Me. If I get out of here.
I'm
put my head against
saying-
the mud.
I'm saying if we can't get you out, at least one of us must return home.
Oh. Good. Thinking ahead.
okay. So, just to do, DM moment. Is your plan, mostly Amaryllis and Richter, to try and squeak a long rest so that you can change your spells?
Yeah, I like if you rule that because it's so fresh, I can't get a HP bonus or spells back. I at least want to change my spell list.
I was gonna say this would not count as a really a long rest, but for the purposes of change, I will let you change your spells around if you wait until the dead of night.
Yeah.
I will also allow Rick to try to make a check to recover a point of exhaustion, but not now, because now we're going to take a little break.
I need to go for a pee.
Me too, my penis is busting for a...
You're lowering the
next-
dramatic,
Oh my God.
the high quality, no rudeness, no lewdness stream.
I enjoyed that accent though. That was
Pretty
top
good.
tier
New
accent.
character confirmed.
Yeah, I thought that. I was like, oh my god.
All right, get out of here.
Could be like